welcome back to Welsh Lessons with me, Gwyneth. I haven't posted anything for a while, but I have just moved to Romania for now. So, we're going to look at pronunciation a little bit more, and this time we're going to look at consonants. So if you've missed them, I've already made a video about how to pronounce the S sound, and also how to pronounce vowel sounds, including diphthongs in Welsh. So today we'll just look at the consonants. Now, the Welsh alphabet is a little bit longer than the English one. So just to give you an example, C, K, is a letter, H, H is a letter, and also Ch, which is CH, counts as a separate letter in the Welsh alphabet. So if we had created a Welsh Scrabble board, you'd see a lot of tiles with letters pressed together because they still count as one. Okay, so let's look at the consonants in the Welsh alphabet. So first we have B, easy, it's the same as bat. K, like in cat. So this is never pronounced like in English as a S sound, it's always K. Then we have Ch. Now that sound doesn't really exist in English, apart from possibly when you say loch, if you speak, Scots, or you live in Scotland, you might pronounce that. Also maybe if you have a Scouse accent, your C's might become this sound. And it's also a sound that exists in German and, well, actually a lot of languages. So it's hard to really explain how to make it. Just experiment and don't make it too harsh. So it's not, ow. It's a much softer sort of blowing out through your mouth, while your tongue is just behind your teeth here. So examples of words with that sound is bach, which is small, or starting with ch, you have like chwyn, which is the word for weeds. Okay, so bach, chwyn. Okay, da, easy. It's a duh sound, like dad. Then we have ugh. Now the double D in Welsh is the same as the TH sound in English, but only for words like the and though. So it's not to be mixed with the th sound that you have in words such as thing. That is a TH in Welsh, whereas is the double D. So for example, if you see the word dydd, like day, and every day of the week in Welsh starts with this dydd, it's this softer TH sound. Okay. Now, there's also a bit of confusion with the Fs in Welsh. So if you see a single F on its own, it's the same as a V sound in English, like in van. Okay. Now, if you saw a word written like this in Welsh, that would be pronounced van, which means like in this place, in this spot. And if you see a double F, that's a soft F sound. So you'd have van and fan. Okay, so it's easy once you know the rules, because Welsh is much more consistent phonetically than English. So once you know how a certain letter is pronounced, you'll always know how to say when you see a new word. Okay, so g. It's always the g, like in goat, so not a G sound like you'd see in giraffe or something. It's always g. Then we also have ng. That's a letter given its own space in the Welsh alphabet, which is, the nasal sound like in sing or something like that. Ng. And, okay, H, if we count as a consonant, it's h. Again, easy. Okay, now J technically wasn't in the Welsh alphabet, but it's been adopted in later years. So, because there are so many people with the surname Jones, and we use the word for things like jam as well. So J is J. Okay, and then we'll get to L, which is L, or nothing unusual there, and the double L, which is sh. Now, I have a whole separate video about how to pronounce that, so just have a look at my previous video for how to make the double L sound. Okay, we have some more straightforward things. We have n, okay, wrong way around, M, N, P, all the same. P. PH has its own sound, and it's again like in pharmacy. Now, the weird thing in Welsh is there are no real words that start or contain the f PH sound, but it's used for a certain kind of treiglo, which is mutations. And that is what we'd call an aspirate mutation. For example, if you were saying her head, so head is pen, but a fen would be her head, and then it would suddenly have this PH. So it comes up, it's the same as a double F, but it's used in on different occasions. Okay, R, it's not the same R as English, it's R, so it's a rolled, trilled sound, as you'd get in a lot of languages. So again, there are probably a load of videos out there on how to roll your R. It's R, so you make your tongue sort of trill behind your teeth. So, examples in Welsh, you'd have a name like Robert, but it would be pronounced R, Robert, or Robert, if you were going to roll the R's properly. Another example, you'd say roeddwn ni, I was. Then we also have hr, which is RH, and it's even more of a rolled sound than r. The way to make it is almost imagine there's a H sound coming before the R, even though it's written the other way around. So you'd have a word like rhad, rhad. That's different from saying rad, if you can hear the difference. Rhad, rad, and that means cheap. So yeah, it's like adding a little h sound just before it, really. Okay, S is same, but if you have an SI, it makes the sh sound. So, for example, shop, it's an SI. So, okay, T is t. But again, we would use a TS to make a ch sound. So like the word watch, in Welsh technically you'd spell it like this, watch, because the CH would be ch. Now some words have found their way into Welsh and are spelled exactly as they would be in English, but yeah, this is how you'd technically use it, a TS sound. And then we have th, which is TH, but as I said, it's never the same sound as the or though, it's always the th, like in thing. Okay, now that might have been quite a fast introduction, but I'm going to give you some words and see if you can work out how you pronounce them. Okay, so how do you think you say this word here? So the answer is fferyllfa. Fferyllfa. So to look at that slowly, f, the double F, r, and sh, double L, and v, va, because it's a single F. And also we have the Y from before, from the vowels lesson, you might remember is often an sound. Fferyllfa. That's a chemist or pharmacy. Okay, here's another one. Okay, it's a bit of a tricky one. So, llyfrgell. Llyfrgell. Now, on its own, book is llyfr. The vowel changes a little bit here. Llyfrgell. So again, we've got the double L's. The FR is like a VR, so ver. And you can add, this tiny little vowel sound in there so that you can move from one sound to the other. So it's like you're saying ver. And then gesh, because the G is g every time and the double L is esh. Llyfrgell. Okay, and another one. Okay, so this one is marchnad. Marchnad. Yeah, so again, we've got the rolled R, mar, the CH, nad, as you'd expect, so marchnad, and that's market. Okay, And let's try with a couple of place names from North Wales, some local areas from where I grew up. Okay, so this one is Abersoch. Yeah, so a lot of people who visit say Abersoch, it's Abersoch, and that's two things to remember: is it's not an ok sound, it's an o, a long, elongated, and it's yeah, so it's this nice throaty sound, Abersoch, and if you can roll the R, of course, it sounds much better as well. Abersoch, and another place. Yeah, so this one is Pwllheli. So push, you've got this oo sound and the double L sound, which is push. And it would be heli, but we sort of don't pronounce the H that strongly, just to make it easier. So Pwllheli, Pwllheli. Okay, and I'll throw one more place in. Okay, so how do you think you pronounce this one? Okay, so this is Llithfaen. So Llith, double L, TH is th, Llith. The F is a V sound, and the AE is a I sound, like in words like my. So Llithfaen, Llithfaen. Okay, so that's a lot of sounds I've given you for now. Keep checking the videos so it'll start to sink in more as you hear more words and see the spellings. Okay, so diolch yn fawr, and I will see you on the next video.